First of all, I would like to thank everyone who made this event possible so I could sit here in front of you all and share my knowledge on this book. Before giving my book review on this book, I'd like to share a little anecdote on how I came to read this book. So, over a month ago, I asked my dad to buy me a book named 5 AM Club by Robin Sharma, but instead he came home with this book, Atomic Habits. So when I asked him, why did you bring me this book, he told me that the shop was currently out of stock of that book, so the shopkeeper gave him a similar book which was Atomic Habits. So during that time, I was a little disappointed, but I took it as a universe sign for me to read this book. Now, fast forward to 2 weeks later, I had still not studied that book, but I came to find out that we were going to have the next book talk session on this book. So after I realized, I think it was the double confirmation from universe that I need to start reading this book immediately. And then I started reading this book, and I don't regret it. So now, let's start with my book review. Atomic Habits by James Clear is an astonishing novel that emphasizes the importance of small habits and how implementing these habits can bring better changes in your life. After deciding to read this book, I did this one thing the world has taught me not to. I judged the book by its cover. Looking at the white classic background with the word Atomic Habit written in bold and golden color, I thought this book would be too complex for me to comprehend. But after reading first few chapters, I quickly came to realize that this book is simple and easy to understand. As I kept on reading this book, it felt like the book was a guide or a teacher who genuinely wanted me to become a better person. So every claim made in this book is supported by either scientific experiments or through an anecdote. Upon reading the synopsis of the book, it is clear that this book is about breaking bad habits and maintaining the good ones, which is obvious. But as we keep on reading the book, we learn more in depth about how small habits is proven to bring drastic changes in your life. This book talks about how to obtain small habits, how to know the habit is consistent, how to keep track of your habits, and how to maintain your environment. There are many things I've learned from this book, but here are my major takeaways. Number one takeaway is the 1% rule. The book says that if you try to become 1% better every day for a year, it will lead to 37 times better by the time we've ended. Habits are a compound interest of self-improvement. They don't seem to make much difference on a given day, but the impact it makes over months or years can be absolutely enormous. The second takeaway from this book is trust the process, not the goal. For example, if I have a goal of losing weight, instead of focusing on my ideal weight, I should fall in love with the process of losing the weight. The purpose of setting goal is to win the game, but the purpose of building system is to continue playing the game. So at the end, after I gain my ideal weight, I would still exercise to keep myself active and healthy. The third takeaway from this book is the I get to mindset. Instead of thinking I have to, we have to change our mindset to I get to. By doing this, it shifts the way we view each event. This mindset transitions from seeing behavior as burden to turn them into opportunities. For example, instead of saying I have to go on a diet, I have to change my thought process in thinking I get to live a healthy lifestyle by eating healthy. So there is this quote in this book that goes like, the greatest threat to success is not failure but boredom. I personally got called out by this quote as I had given up on so many goals just because I got bored. I was the type of person who would set up so many goals, put huge but really inconsistent efforts, and expect good results overnight. And if I didn't get results fast, I'd get bored, and I'd tell myself I'm not made for this, and I'd move on. But after reading this book, I've successfully picked up on one habit, which is habit of drinking water as soon as I wake up. So to keep this habit consistent, first of all, what I did was I bought myself a cute bottle, and every night before going to bed, I poured water into that bottle. So the next day what I do after waking up is to drink that water. I would rate this book by James Clear a whooping 4.5 out of 5 stars because although this book is really easy to understand, I did find myself losing focus in some chapters because it felt quite repetitive. I've claimed myself to be a book lover, but embarrassingly enough, Atomic Habits is one of my first ever self-help books I've read so far. But I must say, it has helped me find a new genre of books that I'm really eager to explore. This book has taught me how to maintain my good habits and how to disregard the bad ones. Moreover, this book has taught me that all I need to do to become a better version of myself is to make an effort and take that first small step. By saying this, I would like to end my review. Thank you.
जसले बोल्नुहुन्छ त माइक क्लिप लगाएर बोल्नुहोस् है जसले बोल्नुहुन्छ नि त माइक यहाँ क्लिप गरेर बोल्नु होला है हुन्छ हुन्छ